Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into my channel, Huub Hildenbrand Guitar Academia. Today we will go on with our lessons on tonal harmony, and I'm assuming that you watched the different lessons on tonal harmony where we took this more linear approach. We had many lessons on E major tonality and many lessons on E minor tonality, and we really went deep into these different possibilities of what is tonality, like the more diatonic inside material we can use, and like extension of tonality but without losing tonality or destroying tonality. So in a way, like extension with a reason to more even confirm tonality. Like secondary dominants, they are extending the tonality, but at the same time they lead back to a chord which is diatonic in the tonality. Okay, the thing is, as I said, I'm assuming that you know that stuff, and I want to give you some more things which I do not really want to do like extra lessons on that. I think, and it's also like on the page down the PDF below there, below in the description below you find a PDF which I also have in front of me and which I'm just going to. The lesson is about these 2 pages. Yeah, I'm not really sure whether we will discuss this second page in this lesson, like with medians. We want to talk about medians, but at least the first page we will really talk about now for sure. I mean, for this lesson, the first page, this is actually the lesson. Yeah, and I just want to give you some explanations. So I mean, this is like a little bit like a the idea here is to just give you these interchange of parallel major and minor tonality. This idea, that's the concept we are talking about today, and that's already the concept. So I don't have to tell you anything more. The idea is just to use chords, like tonal material from the relative major in the minor tonality and vice versa. To use, that's a little bit, it happens more to use like minor, sorry, I'm a little bit confused. It's very frequent. It's very frequently done that you use chords from the parallel minor tonality in major. So you are in E major, but you use material chords also from E minor. And to a much lesser degree, this is also happening vice versa. So that you are in E minor, and you will. You can use certain things from the parallel. So parallel means same note, same root, major tonality. Okay, and we will just go through that list. The list is actually the thing what the whole thing is about. So it would be great for you just to have this list. Yeah. But I'm also making a video out of that just to give you some explanations for that. So the first thing here is functions in E minor used in parallel E major. And the most important thing, of course, is to use the minor subdominant in major. Yeah? So when we are in E major, to the major subdominant to A major. Now, and this note, the C, that's out of E major. And this is an alteration of the C sharp going down to C and directly wants to resolve to E major. Yeah, so that's actually is a little bit. It gets a little bit a different function. Interestingly, the subdominant minor has with that alteration, with that note, with a kind of leading tone which leads from above to the perfect fifth of the tonic. This has a kind of tendency to resolve directly to the tonic, whereas normally the normal kind of function of the subdominant is more to prepare or to go to the dominant chord. Yeah. So in a way, when you are in E major and you use a C, the note C, then this you can just associate that note with a minor subdominant. Okay? And that's a huge difference, of course, between a B sharp. A B sharp has a tendency to go up, and that's normally like the secondary dominant of the relative of the tonic. So like a G dominant seventh to C sharp minor. But yeah, it really depends in what context you play that. So when I play that now, it sounds really like a C sharp to a C, and before this was a B sharp. Yeah, that's also like enharmonic spellings are not just something what you can just do however you like, you wish. It's really, it has to do with the sound. It's a huge difference to call that note a C or a B sharp. Yeah. Okay, you see also some stuff on the because of concerning the scales which you use for this minor subdominant A minor or A minor 7 or A minor major 7 or 6, whatever. Minor subdominant 6th chord is also one chord which is frequently used in E minor, and there we talked about all these things, of course, in their tonalities. But now you take this chord, and this equals actually a F sharp diminished or F sharp minor 7 flat 5 chord. And in jazz, you would consider that as a 2 chord. But a 2 chord, which is like diminished or minor 7 flat 5, is actually like is the chord you use when you go to E minor. So this whole thing of doing like an E minor 2-5, yeah, like a subdominant minor, F sharp minor 7 flat 5, to B dominant 7 flat 9. There you have the C again. It's also like a kind of a minor subdominant quality you have. You impose on that dominant chord, and that normally resolves to E minor. But now you go to E major. Yeah, so that's one thing. What happens really often in jazz, yeah, to have a minor 2-5 going to major. Yeah, the other way it's almost never happening. Yeah, I think so. Okay, yeah, that we spoke about that. Then, of course, a chord which is also which also has like minor subdominant function. In E minor, it's the C major chord, yeah, which is like relative, or like in German you say like parallele. It's a parallel chord, but in English it's like relative chord of the subdominant. Yeah, so the A minor, the subdominant on the 4th degree, scale degree, has 2 notes in common with a C major chord. So you can also use that. Yeah, there you hear that kind of. Yeah, there you hear also this quality. So this C major chord, also Lydian is a very beautiful scale here. You can really also use in E major, yeah, to have that kind of a minor subdominant sound. So you can. Okay. Oops. So, and maybe I'm just noticing that maybe you're a little bit thinking, oh, what am I doing here? I'm really taking this kind of more linear approach here on Guitar Academia. Yeah. So this more like which we also can later on better connect with Makam and Raga. So the idea is really to get this tonality. In a more linear way. We sing chords, but we play it more linear. Yeah, that gives us a very strong connection later on when we also see all this the similarities to other cultures, and also how we can actually imply also microtones and different things. So it will open a lot of possibilities. And it's perfectly fine, you know. I mean, you can just express a chord also in a linear way, yeah, as I just did. All right. Yeah, the alterations of the dominant, that's something like these different scales there. That's something what comes from minor also. Yes. Then you have something very interesting. It's in jazz that is called the backdoor progression. And the backdoor progression is just a 2/5, which is not functioning as a 2/5 because the 1 is actually a whole step above the dominant. Yeah? So it's like A minor 7, D dominant 7, and then E major 7. Yeah, there are different, a lot of. Let's talk them. Let's talk about that more in the context of this. What I just told you, this linear approach. So what we can do is we play E major. Now go to A minor. Yeah, you heard that? What happened in a way? I played A minor and then I went to a really clear, short but clear D dominant 7s and resolved that directly to E major. And that's also called the backdoor progression in jazz. Yeah, as a 7th chord or with all kinds of yeah, like. That's typical. Yeah, and what's really happening also. Yeah, so So this progression has a little bit. I mean, it's on one it has in a way like there are two things are a little bit mixed. Interestingly, some like two things. Of course, the first chord like A-7, if we take this 2-5, is clear. It's a minor subdominant. Going to the D dominant 7 is also this minor subdominant quality. Often we use also like a Mixolydian sharp 11 for that. So we have a kind of an A minor melodic minor thing there. And as you heard, the kind of resolution is very similar to a minor subdominant going to the tonic. And it's also this D, also has this there's a function implied which is called the subdominant of the subdominant. Subdominant. So you have the subdominant of E is A, and the subdominant of A is D. Yeah. So this typical thing like this is like really going through. That's a cliche kind of thing. Like in pop music, this happens. Quite a lot maybe. Okay, so it really also as a subdominant of the subdominant, of course, it also has a kind of a subdominant quality. So let's just put that together and say, okay, this is like the whole backdoor 2-5, you can say, this A-7 and D7 is a kind of a version of a minor subdominant. Also, you can play that like instead of going to D dominant 7s, you can also just go to A-6. Then you have a similar thing, and especially the 6th, of course, that's a real subdominant function. Adding the 6th to the subdominant, the major 6th, is really making it even more subdominant, and we talked about that. Okay, then you have these two like kind of tritone substitution chords, which we did not explain as tritone substitution, but as augmented 6th chord. Yeah, and that is the 6th chord on the 6th flat 6th degree. Of course, this definitely has like more kind of an association with E minor, because it's just a dominant. The 7th is altered to a -7, or you can say the A minor, the subdominant, the root is you raise the root, and that's also a way of describing this chord. To raise the root of the subdominant, and then you get this C dominant 7th sound. Yeah, so you take a minor subdominant, A minor, and you raise the root, and to get this extra leading tone, this augmented 6th, which resolves to the octave, to B dominant 7. And we talked about that, and we talked about that chord in the context of E minor, because it's more related to E minor. And we talked about that augmented 6th chord, the same thing from like this F dominant 7, which is actually just a B dominant with a flat 1. Flat 5. So this is like resolving to E major in a very strong way. I mean, but you can also connect that in a way with a Neapolitan chord, the F major chord, of course. So it's also connected a little bit to E minor, maybe. Also the 5th would be, if you have a perfect 5th, it would be the C. So it's also an E minor thing. The thing is, these both like augmented 6th chord functioning as a subdominant or as a dominant, or they are used in E minor and E major, and that's why you have this line there in this on this page. You also find it in the next part where written like functions in E major used in parallel E minor. Yeah, and so just remember these two sounds, these two augmented sixth chords, they are used in both major and minor. So that's actually the idea here. Yeah, because as I said, I deliberately put them. I separated them. Yeah, I wanted to describe or to explain in E minor, the other in E major. And now I'm just saying you can use both in either tonalities, in both tonalities. Okay. Now the Neapolitan chord, of course, is F major chord or A minor with a flat 6, whatever you want to call that. That's also something you use in E major. That's also possible. It's much more connected to E minor. Yeah, it's more frequently more logic maybe, but it's also you can also use it in E major. The minor dominant. That's also something. The minor dominant. This is like having like B minor as a dominant chord comes actually from Aeolian, right? From E minor Aeolian, you have this B minor Phrygian sound. Yeah? So that's the idea here, and this you can also use in E minor and E major, sorry. And we talked about that also. You can also explain that chord in a bit different way to say that that's a modal interchange chord. Modal interchange. Instead of E major tonality, we sing E mixolydian, yeah, and we borrow a chord from E mixolydian and place it in the E major tonality context. So that's called modal interchange. Yeah, we interchange the modes. Instead of Ionian, we have mixolydian, and then we can look what kind of chords do we have in mixolydian, and then just have a very simple explanation actually to a lot of chords which are quite foreign to the key. Minor tonic. I will talk a little bit about that in the when we talk about mediants, and yeah, we will talk in this lesson also on mediants. I see it's still a little bit of time left. So, but the idea generally is to use the G major chord also in E minor. And that's more this sound also is more mediant thing. But we will also explain it there like that. It's coming from E minor. We use actually chords from E minor, so in E major. So the G major is a nice color there in this context. Okay, when we go further and talk about the functions in E major used in parallel E minor, then we talked about this one thing already. Then we just have one more. There is not so much really happening. I mean, in theory, we can make up everything, and we can use every possible chord from E major and E minor. But like what is like normally done, what is more musical, what is more fitting to the whole concept of also stabilizing tonality in a way, or keeping this kind of minor major context. There is this possibility of this Picardy third, and we also talked about that. So this was like a typical thing in Baroque music, where whether the major triad was considered more perfect, more pure, more divine maybe than the minor triad. So pieces which were in E minor, or like in minor in general, would often just end in major to have this kind of complete resolution. Yeah, so like. I'm sure you know that sound. I mean, it's a little bit strange for our ears today. It's really like, in a way, like historic, this thing. I think you would not really do that today, or you have really this idea of having this I mean, it's like a quote from that time. It reminds me a little bit of this idea of Alfred Schnittke, this collage technique, where you really deliberately pick certain elements of certain styles, genres, and just put it a little bit out of place, but in a way create a whole story with like different techniques in a way, putting them together like a collage thing. Okay, so we talked about this first page. Now let's go to the second page, medians. What are medians? A mediant. Oh, let's go directly into what the whole thing is about. Here we are talking about the E tonality, E major or E minor. So a mediant is a chord which is a third apart from this tonal center, from the E. Yeah, I mean from the tonic, the medians of the tonic. We are talking about the medians of the tonic. So E is our tonic, so we can have a minor third and a major third going up, or a minor or a major third or major third going down, and then we can construct on these 4 different possible scale degrees. We can build a major or a minor chord. Medians always are major or minor, so always you need a perfect fifth for that. Yeah? Because otherwise it's not a stable function in a way. So medians, they should be like, they should also have some stability. They are like used to have a different sound, to go really in a different kind of beautiful like color thing, but they're stable. They are stable sounds. Okay, so what you can do, you can either go to E major and then go down and go up a third in E major, a diatonic third. So down a third would be a C sharp, up would be a major third, G sharp, and both these chords are minor chords, and both are very closely related to E major because they both share 2 notes. And you see that all on the page, so I will not explain too much. We'll try to not repeat myself too much here. So you see, okay, 2 notes are the same. Now when you change these both minor chords to major, then you will end up with C sharp major and G sharp major, and both of these chords, they only have 1 note in common with the original E major chord, with the tonic chord. Then you can do the same thing. Also, there are these terms, you see them, it's mediant. This is the mediant are considered the chords which you find a third above, and the submedians are the chords which you find a third below. It's like the dominant and the subdominant. Yeah, it's the same thing. Dominant is perfect fifth up, subdominant is perfect fifth down. Okay, and the same thing you also have for E minor. Yeah, going up E minor, in E minor diatonic, a minor third, you reach G major, and going down in the diatonic scale, you go down a major third to C major. Yeah, and these both chords, they share 2 notes with E minor, with a tonic, and then you can also make minor chords out of those. So you have a C minor chord and a G minor chord, and those are just sharing 1 note with a tonic. And so what you can do, you can use, for example, you are in E minor, and you can use of course C major and G major, that like the nearest medians, which have two notes in common with a tonic here, they are just considered like diatonic chords. You can say, okay, it's mediant or submediant, but they do not really give you anything new or like a special kind of a color. Yeah? They're just diatonic. Interesting is when you go further, when you go one step further, and that's especially with E minor. When you use E minor and you use this C minor and G minor chord in E minor, that's actually quite nice color. I show you what I mean. So E minor. C minor. Again, C minor really nice. Also goes to B dominant 7. That's something that these two chords they share some like. Now I played like C minor Dorian, and there are some interesting things actually happening. Yeah, if you have like C, D, and D sharp, this is like kind of an altered thing. Also like B altered, the dominant scale. But that's maybe going a little bit too far. I mean, it's just when I have a minor chord which is a half step above the dominant, then this always has this kind of an association, because also like if you have C melodic minor, you find this altered scale on the 7th degree, so on B. Yeah, so and this altered scale is one of the most used dominant scales when you are in minor. Another thing you have, what's also nice, like kind of almost as nice, I would say, as C minor to go up to G minor. Yeah, if you are in E minor. Coffee. So E minor, G minor. Yeah, and always resolve. If you not really want to completely destroy your sense of E minor key, you have to go back really soon. You just have to show this color and then immediately go back to the tonic and confirm your E minor as a tonic, because really these medians, they bring another, they open another door, and yeah, you get really interesting, excited, and want to see more. But that's dangerous. Yeah, dangerous for the whole gravitational system. It will collapse easily. So these chords we talked about, C minor and G minor, they are chords which share only one note with a tonic, with E minor. The same goes here. What you also can do is that's this interchange thing, and that's also why you find it in this lesson here. And these medians is that you also can use medians from the parallel major or minor key. So like very similar sounding, or very similar outcome you have when you are in E major and you use the medians of, I mean the direct or like first medians of E minor, so C major and G major. These are really like chords which give you this similar kind of a idea or color, as we just were talking in E minor with G minor and C minor. And also these chords, C major and G major, they also share one note with the E major chord. Yeah, so let's go to E major again. We're switching keys like nothing here. So what I had to do in a way, when I came to G major, yeah, I took this Lydian quality. That's a nice thing there. So it still has this C sharp. It's still a bit more connected with E major tonality, and not like as it would normally be like in a G Ionian thing when we are in E minor, but we are in E major, so C sharp is a nice choice there as a scale. And when I went to the dominant and directly to B dominant 7, there was still this sound of E minor. I mean, already the sound of E minor because I had this G major chord there. So that's something you have to somehow switch back to this E major key. Yeah, because of course these chords they are really deeply rooted in the parallel minor universe. So you have to somehow come back in a way. Okay, and the other is this C major triad. So again, E major tonality. So I also took Lydian as my C chord, and now I really try to make the E major tonality very, very clear when going to the dominant in this case. So yeah, to really do like the C sharp, D sharp, and then back to E major. So that's something you have to plan a little bit. Yeah? You have to understand that when you play something and it sounds like E minor now, you have to somehow know how to come back to E major. Yeah? That's a little bit like Makam thinking, thinking these different plateaus, tetra and pentachords. It's not just you go there and then you decide, okay, now I go there and now I go there. No, actually, you have to know how to approach these tetra pentachords. So you really have to be really conscious about what's going on and make the right decision and take the right planning in a way. And what I just did here in this lesson to just always resolve or go directly from the mediant back to the tonic and resolve it. Back to the dominant and then resolve it to the tonic so that you immediately get this tonality back. What's also very important, as I also told you, but of course you can also progress in complete different ways. I mean, it's not restricted, you can just use these chords. You can use any of those chords, in any of those keys, and but of course it should sound good. That's a restriction there. What's also nice is actually to have this E major chord, or E major tonality also. go to G sharp, and I'm thinking A flat now, but anyway, it's like a major chord. It sounds actually better to go to the dominant there, huh? Yeah, but then it's again a little bit. Yeah, maybe. The thing here is when you use these like second degree, second grade medians in E major, so G sharp major and C sharp major, just playing these triads is actually immediately you have a secondary dominant there. Yeah, C sharp wants to go to F sharp minor, and G sharp major triad wants to go to C sharp minor. Yeah, so they just bring the leading tone. They alter the third, bring the major third, and that's actually a note which you really associate directly with resolving up to the root of the next diatonic chord. So yeah, so and that's really not happening. That's maybe also the thing here. It's not happening when you use a C major chord and the G major chord in E major. Yeah? You could say, okay, these are like tritone substitutions in a way, but then you can, of course, the major sevenths are really like nice there in these chords, and they are also diatonic. Yeah, and the major seven of C is B, so the fifth of the tonality, and the major seventh of G is the major second, so that's also like clearly in the tonality. So when you show also these notes, then can't be a tritone substitution anymore. I don't know. I mean, these are just like explanations which just come to my mind. It's just in general. I would sum up this lesson on medians by you can do whatever, but for some reason G minor and C minor are really nice in E minor, and C major and G major are really nice in E major. Yeah, so. But you have them all on the page, and it's just my choice. And maybe I hear a certain thing on a recording, and then I think, wow, that's beautiful, and then I find out that that's the median there, like C sharp major chord in using an E major or something, and then I think, wow, that's beautiful. You always need that kind of an experience. Huh? You need this kind of somehow you. That's the best thing you can have, is a really good example of something. What's really inspiring, where you really think, wow, this Neapolitan chord, for example. There is like a recording I heard of Mozart, or a composition like a piano concerto or something, and there was a really nice place, really nice spot where he really clearly had this composed this Neapolitan chord, and it was just beautiful, and resolving, then going to the dominant, and then going to the minor key back to the tonic, and that kind of sounded really stuck with me. Okay, so yeah, that's it. I hope you got some inspiration, and this lesson today was also a bit more to give you some leftover stuff here, but of course, like this whole idea of interchange of chords of parallel major and minor is just in general very, very important, and can lead to like also different interesting progressions. Okay, so that's it for this lesson. I hope you liked it, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you enjoy these lessons here on Guitar Academia, and also click the bell button to get notifications when a new video will be released, which is the case every week. And also you can go down in the description below. There's a link to my website, hupildenbrand.com, to the Guitar Academia page there. There's a button where you can donate. So this would be really cool. I would really appreciate that, of course. make me really happy, because I see that you're really valuing the stuff I'm sharing here with you, and that you really want to get more involved and support my work here on this channel. This would be awesome. All right, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. My name is Huub Hildenbrand.